Oh, hey, you clicked on the video. I've just been sitting here in the thumbnail waiting for somebody to pay me some attention. So since you're here, let's go ahead and make some art. So today we're working on another fun flower line art illustration. This one looks a little nicer, but the flower just took, it took a long time, especially the petals and the lines were pretty fast, but the petals, whew, yeah, petals. My kryptonite, who knew? Petals. All right, well, let's hop in the video. Okay, getting started here, figuring out what color I want to use. I decided on green. Hope you like green because we're going to be using a lot of it right now. Getting into some fun little rough draft. We've got a nice little flower here. I think the bottom stems really reach out on the left and right side, which made for a nice little dynamic flower that complements the lines in the finished piece. But enough about the finished piece. Right now we are roughing out our petals. You'll see here in a little bit, the petals took me quite a long time to put together, but here I was just trying to get a flower shape figured out. So right now, just really laying it out and figuring out where the darks, where the lights are, and then just letting that be that. Let's go ahead and listen to this fun little elevator instrumental music and just enjoy the painting as it reveals itself to us. Okay, so at this point in the process, we have a flower, and who would have guessed it? Was it gonna be a clown? Was it gonna be a giraffe? Nope, it was always gonna be a flower. So we got a flower. As you saw in the time-lapse video, I added in those top little stems at the top and decided to take them out because I realized I had to work on the flower petals that they were overlaying on top of. It was only a little bit at the top, but I think early on I noticed that from a structural standpoint, the petals needed a lot of work. So I went ahead and took out the stems early on to avoid having to get too deep and needing to erase it and kind of start over. So I took them out, I'll add them back in later, but it just really helped me structurally figure out what I wanted to do with these petals. Also, it looks pretty flat right now, and that's okay. If you look at this thing and you say, oh, it's a flower, then that's the goal. That's always the goal. We need something that looks like what I'm trying to do. So we have that. Let's go ahead and hop back into the time-lapse video. Okay, so at this point in the process, I'm taking this flat looking flower and giving it a lot more depth, especially in the petals, petal depth. And I am really just pushing and pulling with my darks and my lights and establishing some three-dimensional form with these petals. But first off, I did a lot of filling in. So it was getting a little confusing to me where my dark lines were, where my light lines were, the difference between where the petals end and begin and where I just hadn't filled in a solid block of tone of this green in the petals. So I just went back and forth with like filling it in, which created a lot more flatness to the petals, but then I contrasted that with a little bit more depth at the edge of the petals and at the bottom of the petals, but it took a considerable amount of time to get this looking good. So let's relax. I think that's what I should have told myself in the moment, but hindsight's 2020. You and me can just sit back, relax, and watch this come together without the frustration that took place in the moment and just enjoy the petals coming to life. So let's listen to this soothing music and enjoy this art happen. Okay, so at this point in the process, I have spent a considerable amount of time on these petals. Man, I think early on structurally, it really took me off guard, and I really needed to invest a lot more brain calories figuring out how to do these petals right. And we're about to hop into adding those little fancy top stems back in and getting some line art happening. So let's hop into it. So thank God those petals are done and I get to move on to the fun bits. The fun bits being these leaves at the bottom, my little babies who are now happy they're getting all the attention that they want. So really just going in and doing the same process that we did up top to these leaves and the stem. You'll see here in a second, I will have to move the stem a little bit over to the left. Again, my rough path earlier on was a little too rough and the stem wasn't quite structurally where it needed to be, so that's going to get moved here in a second. But for now, let's relax and keep watching this video. As promised, these top stems are coming back, and they're coming back with a vigor. They went on vacation, they cured their burnout, and now they are back to finish off this flower illustration in a powerful way, and they do just that. But here in a second, they are going to bridge us into the nice little line art that's gonna bring it all together. But right now, they are just standing top and standing strong. Here we've got our lines coming out. So this was a fun little one to add lines to, mostly because as you see these, this flower here, it's coming all different directions. It's going top, it's going left, it's going right, it's going down. So it really allowed me to bring my lines in and out of different sections of this flower in a powerful way. So definitely didn't take as long as some of my other line art can take, and I played around with a few different positions here, but overall decided to keep it straight up and down, and tell me what you think of that. But let's finish off this video strong with some nice little music as we cap off this line art for this little flower illustration. Okay, what we have here is a finished piece of art. At least my mom would call it art. I think this is fridge worthy. I don't know, but tell me what you think in the comments below. Is this fridge worthy? Is it not fridge worthy? I think we'll see. Well, either way, it's done. It flew by pretty fast. For you, for me, it took hours. But I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.